When my son introduced her to the family, I remember thinking, wow, she's really something. Smart. Polite. Gorgeous smile. You could see why he fell for her. She called me Dad from day one, always hugging me tight, always smiling like we had a special bond. At first, I thought she was just being warm. I mean, some people are naturally affectionate, right? I brushed it off. But over time, things started to feel off. She started texting me randomly, usually late at night. Sometimes just funny memes, sometimes stuff like, "You're not like other dads. You actually listen." I thought it was harmless at first, but it was becoming a pattern. Then there were the hugs. Longer. Tighter. Her hands resting just a little too low on my back. Still, I chalked it up to her being young and maybe just touchy. But then one day my son was out of town for work. She showed up at my house, just to drop off something. She said she missed talking and wanted company. She asked if she could stay for coffee. She was wearing one of my son's old t-shirts. And that was it. Just the shirt. No pants. No shame. I didn't even know what to say. I pretended not to notice. I kept the conversation short, polite, careful. Every part of me was screaming, "This is wrong." But I didn't want to believe she was actually doing what I thought she was doing. Until she leaned on the kitchen counter, looked me straight in the eye and said, "You're a good-looking man, you know that?" My stomach turned. I stood up, walked to the living room, and told her she should leave, that this wasn't okay. She didn't flinch. She just smiled and said, "Relax, Dad. I'm just playing." But something about the way she said it made my skin crawl. I knew then, this wasn't a misunderstanding. This wasn't innocent. I was being tested. And I didn't like where this was going. I wish I was making this up. I still can't believe it happened. I walked into the kitchen and there she was, my daughter-in-law, wearing nothing but my son's old t-shirt. No pants. No shame. She leaned against the counter like it was the most normal thing in the world. I froze. "Coffee?" she asked, smiling like we were just two friends having a casual morning chat. I didn't answer. I couldn't. My brain was trying to process what the hell was going on. She stepped closer, and before I could react she grabbed my hand. Held it. Then bit her bottom lip and whispered, "If only you weren't his dad." I yanked my hand away like it burned. "What are you doing?" I snapped. "This isn't a game. You're my son's wife." She didn't flinch. She just stood there. Cool. Calm. Smiling. I told her to get dressed. That this wasn't okay. That she needed help, and whatever she thought was happening, it wasn't. And then her smile dropped. Instantly. Her eyes went cold. Her voice, lower. "If you don't play along, I'll tell him you touched me first." I swear, my heart stopped for a second. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was flipping the script before it even began. She was planning the lie before I could even defend myself. I backed away slowly, still shaking. "You need to leave. Now." She laughed. Not like a joke. Like she knew she had me cornered. I had no proof. Nothing. Just my word against hers. And suddenly, I was the one feeling like the secret. She beat me to it. I should have known she would. I should have spoken up sooner. But part of me was still trying to protect my son from the truth, from heartbreak, from the kind of betrayal that rips a family apart. Instead, she got there first. I got a call from him one evening. Short. Tense. "Dad, can we talk?" He came over, wouldn't meet my eyes. Sat with his hands clenched like he'd rehearsed whatever he was about to say 100 times. And then he said it. She told me what happened. What you tried to do. My stomach dropped. My heart stopped. I started. He cut me off. Just. Don't. I don't want to hear it. He looked broken. Angry. Confused. And somehow, still trying to hold it all together. You're my father. But she's my wife. And just like that, I became the villain in a story I never wrote. Since then, things haven't been the same. He stopped visiting. My calls go unanswered. Birthdays. Holidays. Silence. I see pictures of them online smiling, posting memories I'm no longer part of. I tried once, sat him down, told him everything. Every word. Every uncomfortable detail. He just shook his head. Dad. Please. Don't make this worse. Worse? I'm being erased from my own family, and I'm the one who needs to not make it worse? I've never felt so helpless. So voiceless. To be gaslit. By your own blood. It's a pain I don't wish on anyone. And the worst part? I'm still protecting her. Because the truth would burn everything down. But how long can I stay silent? I never thought the truth would come out like this. She came over with my son one Sunday smiling like she hadn't accused me of the most disgusting thing a man could be accused of. I stayed civil. Polite. I kept my distance like always. They sat in the living room, chatting. I busied myself in the kitchen, trying not to let the silence between me and my own son crush me. That's when I heard him say, "Hey babe, your phone's buzzing." No big deal. She was in the bathroom. He picked it up, probably thinking it was harmless. What he saw wasn't harmless. I heard his voice change sharp, confused. "Why is Daniel texting you about the video you sent?" Then another pause. "Wait. What is this?" I walked in. He was standing there, phone in hand, staring at the screen like it had just slapped him. She came out of the bathroom and froze the second she saw his face. Too late. He held it up and said, "Did you forget to delete your own lies?" He didn't yell. He didn't curse. He didn't even look at me. But I saw his whole world crack open in real time. Flirty texts. Chat logs where she bragged to her friend about teasing the old man, and worst of all, a video. Her. Alone. In a mirror. Rehearsing her little act. "You're so handsome for an older man. I bet you still know how to make a woman feel things." My son sat down, shaking. His voice cracked. My dad didn't lie. She started crying. Blaming stress, confusion, saying she just wanted attention. He walked out. She followed, pleading. I didn't move. I just sat down and breathed for the first time in months. It was raining that evening, one of those slow, steady rains that make the world feel heavier somehow. I heard a knock at the door. When I opened it, my son was standing there. His face. God, I hadn't seen that look on him since he was a child who broke something he couldn't fix. His voice cracked before he even spoke. "Dad. I'm so sorry, I didn't believe you." And just like that, I broke too. We stood in silence for a few seconds, the kind that speaks louder than words. Then I stepped forward and hugged him tight. I didn't say, "It's okay," because it wasn't. But I did say this. "I forgive you." He told me everything. How she confessed. How she cried and begged and twisted the story even more before finally owning the truth. Their marriage ended shortly after. He was torn up, ashamed, told me he hated himself for ever thinking I could do something so vile. That I raised him better than to fall for manipulation. But love makes people blind. Especially when it's mixed with guilt and fear. We're rebuilding now. One visit at a time. One conversation at a time. He still flinches sometimes when he looks at me. Like he's remembering the hurt he put in my eyes. But I remind him I'd rather have my son back with scars than lose him forever to a lie. Sometimes, the people we defend the hardest are the ones who hurt us most. But forgiveness? That's what real fathers do.